Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Our Shared Experience. This morning, I'm going to get into one of the lessons that I learned over the last probably 2 years, and it was kind of a beautiful lesson to take on the road with me and put to the test, and that is the strength in vulnerability. Now, I think that vulnerability is one of those things that it can appear as a weakness, right? I think a lot of people look at it and in its essence, right, vulnerability is a presented weakness. It is an open wound. It is putting down your guard, taking off the armor and opening your heart. And in that sense, yes, someone has the opportunity to stick a dagger right in your heart because there's nothing protecting it. But it takes tremendous self-trust and strength to be vulnerable, right? It takes the willingness, almost in like a self-sacrifice way, to let down your guard and present yourself in the most open and honest way possible. And in the world, in the current climate that we have in this society where everybody is sitting at home and has the power of a keyboard to rip you apart and make you feel like trash just by writing a comment that just like takes you down because they are guarded by the security and fortress of miles and miles of distance and the computer screen that protects them from you. And I myself, being someone who presents so much of their life online, has dealt with the comments that just like, it's so crazy to me how much I would let a single comment affect my day or a thing. And a lot of the times, I literally would like be so proud of something, I'd put it up and someone would just like shit on it nonchalantly. And then like it affects me. And then next thing you know, I'm like, who is this person? I look and it's like a 10-year-old kid who just probably doesn't even think about what he's writing, doesn't care. And it's just like, this would be funny. I'm a troll, bop, bop, bop. But what I learned was vulnerability in like a face-to-face situation, in even online. I think if you can learn to be vulnerable, especially upon meeting someone, especially to your enemies, especially to the people that you are the most afraid of the vulnerability empowering, I think you will find that there is this like return effect. Because what happens is, when we put up our guard, there's almost like this immediate guard that goes back up, right? So we'll use an example, sort of a business example, right? Someone wants to pay for you to post something, whatever video, and hey, if you use my song, I'll give you $300, and you immediately go, okay, cool, send the money, and I'll post the song because I just want to be sure that you're going to pay me. That person's then immediate response is like, well, wait a second. If you don't trust me, how can I trust you? You should put up the video before I pay you. And then there's like this back and forth that becomes like, all of a sudden guards are going up, walls are going up. Everybody feels like they need to protect themselves because you're saying that you're scared of the protection of, So reverse that now and present your own vulnerability. Let down that guard, and I guarantee you the people in your life will let down their guard. Because if they don't feel like you are getting ready for battle, they won't feel the need to get ready for battle. And I did a lot of work, and I found this sort of beauty and honesty in this embracing of vulnerability, and I took it on my last US tour. We hosted over 20 events. We were on the road for 63 days. One of the things that I really put to the test was like, can I let down my guard? Can I stop trying to present myself as the polished Instagram version of me? Can I stop being the, yo, what's up, guys? I'm Jesse La Flair, and this is da 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 da, and just be me, right? Can I? Is it okay for me to say, hey, I'm scared that I won't continue to work. Hey, I'm scared that I'm not good enough of a stuntman to be working as a stuntman. Is it okay for me to say that I still don't believe that I'm a real action sports athlete? That I believe parkour fits in that space, but I feel fake every time I say parkour is an action sport, because I grew up skating and BMX and all these things that were so established in that space, and all I want to do is feel like I made it into that world. And part of me still believes this is something different. Am I nervous that every time I take a pause, a breath to get my thoughts going, that you guys at home are like signing off or changing the video or whatever it is? There's insecurity that runs through me. And if you guys only see this like very confident, almost cocky version of me being excited and saying my life's great, and that, you know, I did world tours and I got my own pro shoe, and like, if I don't present the fact that it took 3 years to develop the shoe, that the shoe still isn't as good as I wish it was, that you know, we only made 2,000 pairs and they're still not sold out after over a year of selling them. If I don't present all that knowledge, and I'm just sitting here going, yeah, I got my own pro shoe, I'm living the best life I possibly can, then you at home, it has this reaction, and you feel either like envious or not, right? You're like, you know, you can tell. I mean, the truth about it is that you guys at home can tell when someone is not being vulnerable, when someone is not saying the exact truth, when it feels too polished, when it's too good to be true. You know it. And that is seeing the polished armor, right? We don't need to see that. What we need is truth tellers. We need people who are confident enough in who they are, what they've done, and where they're going, to stand in front of you, butt-ass naked, and just be vulnerable. And I mean, sorry, if you guys are listening to this on podcast, I'm not butt-ass naked right now. But there's that, right? There's this feeling. There's like this, like, could you imagine just being naked in front of people? I you know, part of this like vulnerable state that I was talking about at one point with my wife, I was like, the thing is, like, I'm very confident. I'm very happy with who I am. I'm very happy with my body, my nudeness, my member or whatnot. But there's part of you that is just so, there's insecurities. And to be naked in front of anyone, especially a stranger, or actually probably more vulnerable would be doing it in front of someone you know. And as men, I feel like there's always this thing, like, if we are ever naked, there's like, you have to say something about a dick joke, or you have to be like, you have to bring it up instead of just being there and being comfortable with who you are. And I think there's something about the strength of being comfortable naked that will test your own ability to live in your own vulnerability. And maybe that's just like a little test you can ask yourself right now, is like, how comfortable am I being naked in front of other people? How much do I love myself and am willing to present the most authentic, stripped down version of me? And if the answer, I feel like, is like, hell no, I would never do that, what are you kidding? Then I think you need to do some work and figure out why that would be. And if you yourself is limiting the love that you are granting yourself. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's all about just being okay with who you are, right? And in your body, yeah, you can work out, but in things of like breast size or penis size or whatever, like at the end of the day, those are things that you can't change, or you can, but you'd have to pay a bunch of money and go through a bunch of painful surgeries, and it's nothing I wish upon anyone. But when you talk about like what you're born with, and this isn't just about your extremities. This could be your creativity, the level of intelligence, the way you the speed in which your brain can comprehend, react, and respond in any situation, right? We are born with strengths, literally physical strengths or not. And we need to embrace the things that we do have, the gifts that we were given, so that we can love ourselves fully and won't be afraid to be vulnerable in front of others. And I would say today, just if you can, at some point of the day, let down that guard, remove the armor, and just be vulnerable to someone that you usually aren't, and see how that person reacts. I guarantee you they will feel the energy. They will let down some of their guard, and you guys will have a connection that you've never had before. I hope this concept, this podcast, this video helps you guys at home. If it did, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and leave a review if you're listening to this on any of the major podcast platforms. Much love. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Peace out.